guys? Welcome to my channel, Tarot by the Intuitive Teacup. My name is Annie. I welcome you to come into these tarot readings with an open heart, an open mind, and a desire to better yourself. This is optional advice or guidance meant to motivate you, empower you, inspire you, and offer you confirmations on things that you are already thinking and feeling and sensing. If you don't resonate with the material that comes through, please push those messages aside. They may resonate for you at a later date, and they may not. Have faith it's going out to someone who needs to hear it, even if it is not you. Use your logic, your discretion, your discernment. Separate what is meant for you and what is not. I come at this with love and positivity, so please take that away here today. You are responsible for all your own actions and decisions. Let's try and have some fun. To get you some insightful messages, check out that box below for the decks I use, how to contact me for a personal, as well as my social media links. Welcome to the tea party. Let's read your tarot cards. What's up, Leo gang? Welcome to your December mid-monthly tarot reading. We're trying something new this time. I have already shuffled the cards. They are out on the table, and I'm going to hop in and read them for you right now, okay? So, first card out the deck is this is Philadelphia Tarot, a little bit different depictions here. We have the Seven of Wands. So understanding that you do have the higher ground in the situation, even though you may be faced with a lot of obstacles right now, trying to push your way through something. Frequently, this is a card of remembering why you started in the first place, or just realigning with the kind of your spirit guides to understand, like, I got this, like the universe has my back, I'm going to move forward with this. Interestingly enough, though, sort of the card that's either clarifying or blocking this ability to move forward is sort of this Eight of Swords mental prison type deal. Now, I'm looking kind of at the storyline that's unfolding here, so just real quick to sort of give you an idea of where this is very likely headed. In the past, you have this energy of, I'm going to do it myself. I'm better off on my own 2 feet. I'm better off without this person, or especially if this is a work collaboration or a work dynamic. It's almost like getting rid of the dead weight. Only here's the thing. I think you actually come to realize that by detaching from a person or a coworker or a family member, in the long run, it's actually filled with a little bit of resentment or regret, or the idea of, oh my goodness, I've gotten myself in really deep. And it's like, I see you very much needing to reach out to someone and ask for help. I also see that ego is getting in the way of that. So in your highest vibration, when you're firing on all cylinders, you're using, all the tools in your tool belt, you're using your heart and your logic and your this and your that. Ultimately, you know that the universe is trying to show you Hierophant. Something about this, it's like the spiritual leader, the priest, the pope. It's very much about commitment. It's about loyalty. It's about the family, whether that's your church family, your bloodline family, your soul tribe, your friends. Ultimately, it's saying, it's not like, can't we all just get along? I think that's the message too, because ultimately, and we're jumping really far ahead here, ultimately your final outcome, if you are to heed the warning of this message, or however you want to phrase it, you have the teamwork card. Like, let's all get back on the same playing field. Let's work together to do something, accomplish something great together. But I do see potentially ego and an apology is sort of what stands between you and relieving a lot of stress, or taking a lot of the burden off your plate. The thing is, I love your confidence, because there is something about this, Leo, where you're like, I can do it myself. I don't need you. Like, I'm better at it without you bothering me, or without you criticizing me or nagging me or whatever. I'm just sort of being called to say that there's something about this partnership or this person where they did actually help you, but I think you were looking at it from the wrong perspective. I know that's a little bit of a muddled message, so we'll go through and maybe we can get a little bit more on that. But I see you needing or wanting to ask for help, but stopping yourself. And again, it's not everybody's story, but I see either pride or ego, or just quite frankly, like an awkward dynamic. Like maybe they said something to you and you said something back, and now it's kind of like you need to clear the air. But the thing is, I think you will be able to do it, because what's coming in is like rekindling the flame, the spark, the magic. So Leo, I'm going to say this once, and I need you to hear me so I don't have to say it during every single card I read. You can view this tarot reading through any lens you want. It might be romantic, it might be family, it might be career related. I'm going to read it via the message that comes through the strongest to me, but it doesn't mean that you can't apply it to different parts of your life where you see fit, okay? So I'm covering my back if I start taking this on a romantic spin and you're like, wait a minute, this is my coworker. Okay, then that's your truth. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know everything. So you have the power to take this wherever you want and apply it wherever you want in your life. So let's dig in a little bit deeper, because I sort of want to see what the conflict is. I also see if it's not the factor of pride or ego getting in the way, it could just be fear getting in the way. Wanting to do something but talking yourself out of it. You know, if I present my case, if I confess my feelings, my apology, whatever, will it be taken the wrong way or will I get the results I really want? Again, I'm being called to say this ends in a very positive manner, but it does involve getting at least 2, if not 3, or a team of people on the same page. More than likely, I do think this has to do with something that is platonic, because I sense these are either friends or family members needing to get, you know, again, in alignment with one each other. Like, what is the ultimate goal and how can we all contribute? Possibly in different ways. Sometimes the 3 of Pentacles can indicate mind, body, spirit. So in a sense, it's almost like you each contribute something to the project, but it's different. So it's like, you know, someone's the right brain, someone's the left brain, you know, someone's the artist, someone's the details, the science, the measurements guy. Like, do you know what I mean? So I think you may have written somebody off as not useful or not helpful or getting in the way. But the thing is, I think when you release them, you're like, oh, shoot, I shouldn't have done that. Because ultimately, this is how it transpired. Now, what's coming in is very positive. So let's go into this a little bit more. In terms of major arcana, this could have involved a lot of earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. I definitely have Virgo and Taurus here. I do have Aries and Scorpio coming up in the kind of near future-ish. So let's see. I'm getting this metaphor of the idea of clothespins. It's like there's a pinch, there's something uncomfortable. It's like, oh, I wish I didn't do that. Or someone could have even gotten like I don't do fear-based readings, but almost like a minor injury in something that happened, and that could have contributed to like an explosive temper or something, as everyone was pitching in their help and someone got injured on the job. And so I don't know if they're slacking because of it, or maybe they didn't follow the proper safety precautions, and it's like, well, this is your own fault. You should have, you know what I mean? The thing is, somebody did or said something that they are regretting, especially something about photography, the photographer, or if you're doing like a magazine layout or something almost like Photoshop-esque, like a photo spread or a photo shoot or a collage layout. If that has to do with your work, I see something about that coming through. And I do think that for a lot of you, there was a male involved here that either overstepped their bounds or the opposite. They weren't contributing enough, like they were sort of slacking. Because I think, Leo, you were the one doing a lot of the muscle work. Even if it wasn't physical labor, it was like you were using a lot of your energy, your endurance, your spirit, and putting this into it. And I think it was starting to fall flat. And so here's where the ego part gets in the way. I think the temporary, and I do want to underscore temporary failure that you're experiencing, it's not really a failure. Again, that's your perspective of it. You may have been quick to push the blame onto someone else when really it's saying, I'm trying to phrase this in an appropriate way. It's like the reason this isn't working is because of you. But if you were really to step back and kind of see the forest from the trees, there were multiple energies involved in this project. So, I mean, it's not fair to blame one person entirely. And of course, everybody's situation is a little bit different, but for the most part, that's what I'm getting. And I mean, let's just talk purely visual alone. You have like a member of the band, right? Who's in the back, someone who maybe they're not front and center the way, let's say, the lead singer is, but this person, they carry the beat, they carry the rhythm. I'm almost getting the fixed energy. So maybe this could represent a Taurus, of course, another Leo. Who am I missing? Aquarius and Scorpio. They're a crucial part, but they're not necessarily the shining star of the group. But it's almost like what you may consider like the dull, mundane, boring aspects of this job. You know, how do I want to phrase it? Almost like the producer of a film. Like they're putting in the money and they're giving you lots of critiques, but again, in your perspective, there's no artistic integrity there. They're not making decisions based on the passion and the fun. They're doing it, you know, purely financially based. That's what I'm getting. However, they are a crucial part of this production. And of course, I'm speaking in metaphors, though certainly some of you may be filmmakers and that may make sense to you, but don't neglect the drummer. You know, he keeps the beat, he keeps the rhythm. It could be almost like the timekeeper, the one who's making sure you meet the deadlines. It could be your boss. It could be, anyway, I think you are feeling stressed and under the gun, but the thing is, this turns out very positive. So why is the Hermit coming up here? I think a lot of you already chose to detach yourself from this relationship or from this person, or maybe you up and quit the team, or maybe you up and fired someone if you had that power. What is the Hermit shining a lantern on here, please? Wisdom. You need to be seeking wisdom. Yeah, again, about... I am getting this idea of you think someone is just twiddling their thumbs. You think they're being lazy and they're not contributing in the full way that they need to. Because essentially it's like if you're taking on this more Virgoian, did I just make that word up? I may have. This is a card of Virgo, who can be very critical, but they're very precise. They're very practical. Virgos live to serve. They want to accomplish something great in the end. So any cuspers out there, any Leo Virgo cuspers, maybe your Mercury is in Virgo or something like that. I think you're being critical of other people's performance because it may or may not be affecting your ability to deliver. But I am wanting to say you maybe should turn that critical eye back to yourself, because I see you, quite frankly, whether you want to or not, I see you needing to repair this relationship to finish something off and close it out. Even if you choose to never work with this team of people again, or if this is a family issue, it's like, all right, well, you have to solve the problem, and then, you find the solution and you're done with it and you can leave or whatever. But I see you wanting to, the thing is, I don't see you wanting to abandon it. I see you trying to push through, but I see you trying to push through either by yourself or without a very key component of the team. It's like you're trying to bake a cake and you're missing the flour. It's like you need that ingredient, even though, again, it's just flour. It's just boring. It's not the sugar. It's not the milk. It's not the honey. It's, you know what I mean? There's something very important here, but it's dull. And Virgo, I almost called you Virgo. I'm sorry, Leo. It's because the Virgo card is here. Oh, you guys hate when I do that. I'm so sorry. I truly meant Leo. See, I lost my train of thought, though. What was I about to say? It's lost. It's gone. Damn it. I hate when that happens. All right. Anyway, moving on. Talking about the cake and the ingredient. Okay, I know what I was going to say. This could even be symbolic of doing a job where you enjoy, I don't want to say the spotlight. I'm going to say the entertainment, the artistic, the creative parts, the fun parts, the piece of a job where you get to have fun. But it could be that if you spend, 60% of your work week doing the fun stuff or the creative stuff or whatever it is that you love to do, it's like the other 40% is like the ho-hum, dull everyday, bookkeeping type, let me check my Excel spreadsheet, that kind of stuff, which again is probably a crucial component, but it could be that you had 60% and 40% of, love it, whatever, like I have to do it, but I don't. It could be that your boss all of a sudden moved you over to like, hey, we're really going to need you to put more hours into this, but lessen up on the fun stuff. So again, if it's not a person, it has to do with like not wanting to do the drab, the mundane thing. It's, you guys get what I'm saying, right? It's like, and so in that case, it's getting all your skills and talents on the same page. Like if it's your mind, body, and spirit, you need to understand they work in unison. You can't solely do the mind part, right? And neglect the body and the spirit, right? So all these funny metaphors. All right. So highest vibration, we got to get the family back together. We got to reunite the band, man. We got to get the band back together. We got to keep the beat. We got to watch our timeline. We have to be efficient. We have to be time efficient. It's like we have to stick the landing. This could be I'm almost getting something about a drum solo. I'm hearing the Wipeout, right? That it's something about that final march where it's like it's the drummer's time, it's the drummer's solo, and it's just like it's this insane like performance that it's like it's entrancing. You can't take your eye off of it. That's what this overall ending or project has the potential to do, to be very inspiring, to be eye-catching, to be it's like wowing the audiences, wowing the crowd, the clients, the vendors, whatever it is you're trying to do. It's almost like the very end of this, it like erupts in this giant drum solo, but you need to understand he couldn't get there without leading up to, I'm getting such a musician metaphor here, without having the drums and the bass and the keys and the guy on the, mic or whatever. Again, this is metaphors, Leo, but do you understand what I'm saying? The heart and soul. Heart and soul. Isn't that a piano? Heart and soul. That's what I'm hearing. I feel like you took something away from someone on the team and they're very sad about it. I think you took their responsibilities away because you're like, just give me it. I can do it myself better. Rather than like, not getting all touchy-feely, like, hey, let's sit down and talk about why you're not performing well or why you're struggling with this. I think you're under the gun. There's definitely, for a lot of you, there's like a time limit and a time span to this, and you're like, we need to get our work in and we're under the gun, we're under the clock, so I don't have time to be happy, friendly, nice with you. Like, I need you to do your job, and if you don't do it, you're cut. I don't know if you have the power to essentially be like, you're cut, but more or less you're isolating this person or you're freezing them out, and this person really wants to be back part of the band, part of the tribe. So the thing is, I don't think you want this added anxiety. I think this job, whatever it is, it's worth it in the end, but I'm sort of getting it's stressful enough. And so again, alienating yourself from people on the team, it's actually making this situation even worse. So your hopes are coming up as, God, I don't want to feel like this anymore. I hope there's some sort of breakthrough in this project. Like, I hope I get to see the light of day soon. The light of day, quite literally, like the match, the spark, the Ace of Wands, is communicating with warmth, right? With integrity, with a kindness, a compassionate working environment. That's how you're going to get this back on track. So again, I don't know if this message makes you annoyed or unhappy, but ultimately the message stands that you need to fix the relationship, because that's going to get this firing on all cylinders again. So if you feel like you're wasting time or you're spinning your wheels trying to do something by yourself that you just can't do, I'm getting it's not meant to be done individually. This is a group effort. And when you start telling the universe, no, this is mine, you're setting yourself up for disaster. And again, this could be a one and done type deal. I'm not saying that you have to work with these people forever, but in this situation, I'm sort of getting you have to give a little bit. And here's the thing, you also have to release control issues, because you are only responsible for your piece and portion of the work, right? Everybody's contributing their ingredient, right? Let's use that metaphor. They either show up or they don't, but I'm getting you're going to be much happier if they show up with something versus nothing at all. Because I think there's this element of, I can do it better. Just give me your tools. I'm going to create it myself. But the thing is, you excel at this chunk or this ingredient. So that's what you're responsible for putting in. But by taking on the workload, the burden of somebody else, even though it seems like, well, at least it's under my rulership now, it's under my control, it's going to be a lackluster effort, because it would be easier if that person just did their job right. So Leo, I get this. I totally get this. Like, it's frustrating because you feel like they're not holding up their end of the deal and you're giving it your all. And I think you're annoyed that like they're just slacking off, or it could even be, I know they can do so much better, but they're not doing it. And why? Because I'm giving this my all. Like, I see the vision in this. I see the master plan. You see the reward at the end. So that's what you need to tell this person. I know, Leo, you need to, it is optional advice or guidance. You don't need to do anything. I would recommend that you take a moment and just exhale. Take 10 minutes out of your day, even though I know it feels like every second you're on the clock. Take 10 minutes and pull this person aside, and you need to be very careful how you communicate with them. This is not about pushing blame. This is not punishing them or talking down to them like they're an infant. You need to come on mutual grounds, equilibrium, Libra energy, and have this very honest, truthful, blunt, but again, kind discussion of, listen, we need to get back on the same page. Is there something I can help you to do in order to, fill in the blank, but you can't come at this like with blame and this kind of like assertive, get your shit together type vibe. It's almost like, they say in relationships when you're confronting your boyfriend, your girlfriend, you need to make I statements. I feel this way when that happens, and I don't appreciate it because if you're not doing this and you're not doing that, you're going to further isolate this person. And the whole point of this is for you guys to come together. You work together like a patchwork quilt. You are very different. I understand you probably don't love this person. You probably don't really like this person that much. Unfortunately, in the circumstance here, you do have to work with them. And that theme has come up a lot in these readings lately. So here's the thing. This is possibly a tremendous financial opportunity. And it's like, it would absolutely pain you to see that slip from your grip. It's almost like you've signed a very important contract where if you do it in a certain amount of time or you do it this way, there's a big Christmas bonus coming to you and you're like, oh my God, like that's what's driving your zest. And that's great. Money is a fantastic motivator, despite what people will tell you, right? Money is not the root of all evil. I don't buy that. Money is a source of empowerment, and it provides you stability to go off and chase your dream. Money is not the enemy here. It's the relationships that they're getting muddled, maybe maybe because you have dollar signs in your eyes. I don't know what the reason is. You don't want this to slip from your grip. This financial opportunity, this lucrative opportunity, whatever it is, this opportunity to build something very stable and that could have a lot of longevity through the years. That's the goal. So we need to figure out the puzzle pieces to still make this the solution and the light at the end of the tunnel. This is saying for a lot of you, you got yourself into an awkward position. It's like you made your own bed. You let someone go or punished them or alienated them. And now you're like, oh my, like this is way more work than I thought it was. So it's fine. Forgive yourself easily. You don't need to linger in this shoulda, coulda, woulda energy. You do need to fix it though. You do need to hold yourself accountable for the changes that need to be made in this group dynamic or in this team. And that's what's coming in. Communication. I could even honestly see this as some sort of peace offering, which actually I think that's what this is, your Page of Cups. So tell me more about this communication coming in. I think a lot of you don't want to admit fault, and so you don't have to, but I see that as helping to make the situation better, because the thing is, nobody here is totally in the right. I think both people made false moves. You may have overreacted, your person may have slacked off a little bit, but essentially, can we mend the gap, or can we, what is that expression, mend the fence? Can we bridge the gap? Because this still, it seems like this could be a huge step in your career, or it could help you get ahead in your career. Yeah, you need to make a peace offering. It's almost being relayed to me as like wooing them romantically, getting back into their, what is that expression? Their good graces, getting back into their good graces, offering the rose of apology, right? I know that's kind of cheesy. So maybe this is romantic for some of you. I don't know. Maybe you're a husband and wife fighting or same-sex couples, whatever, right? There is an element of the one who is a little bit sneaky. I can't help but notice you have double foxes coming up. So maybe that's someone's name. Maybe that's someone's last name. I don't know. There is an element of they were being a little bit shady. They were being a little bit sly. They were not being completely upfront and truthful with the situation at hand. For most of you, it feels like they were giving you a reason why they weren't able to perform at their best, but it really wasn't totally true. I could sort of see that where, again, it was sort of like, I wouldn't call it a white lie but more or less it kind of was. It was like this person wasn't feeling good, and rather than just being like, guys, like I need to take a day off, they showed up to work, but they were just kind of sitting like a lump. So again, there was some sort of, I'm going to say a fib. I wouldn't say it's a grandiose lie, but there was a fib of some kind. And then I also think this is saying some of my Leos, you were trying to act real slick, like, oh, you're not going to do it, well, give it to me because I'm going to do it better. Only that's what happened. It's almost like when you tried to, I'm getting sort of like machismo energy, when you tried to flex that power muscle and kind of elbow people out of your way to get ahead, it ended up kind of biting you in the butt. Don't take offense, Leo. You know I love you. And I mean, you know, you're human. Everybody's put their foot in their mouth at least once, right? It seems like that's what happens. Only the solution, clear as day, is to just be like, sorry, I shouldn't have done that. Hey, can we talk about this? Do you want to get back on the same page? It's as simple as that. I think you are fearing the worst of the outcome because having to admit fault or admit that both of you may have misspoken or misstep, that in a sense is paralyzing you, but it's also taking a toll on your work ability or the success for your work to take off. This is like a quick little nip it in the bud. Before you start spinning out and things get even more anxious, it's like if you can just understand that, yeah, somebody slipped up, both people slipped up, this can still work. Universe says this is a good team. There's a good amount of effort that everybody can contribute because some people have strengths and some people have weaknesses. Fortunately, I think your strengths lie in different areas, which can be infuriating because you probably think and act differently. It's almost like metaphorically, you guys speak different love languages, but the end goal is the same. So it's like, let that person get there the way they need to. Make sure you guys are in a space that allows the creative mind to be creative, that allows the analytical mind to analyze the pieces. Make sure you're setting yourself up for success by allowing the environment to cater to different people. Maybe that means someone here needs to work from home, or someone here needs to be in the office, or whatever it is, if you can at all control that. You need to have faith that this person will deliver, but you need to give them the breathing space to let them do it their way, the same way you would want that for yourself, Leo, right? You don't want to be them as the puppeteer of them telling you or showing you how to do every step. You want that freedom. You want to be able to breathe and feel like someone else isn't breathing down your neck. You need to offer, like, do unto others. You need to treat this person the way you would like to be treated in your workspace. And this goes back to like second grade, doesn't it, right? Like, you need to be nice to your neighbor. You don't have to love them. You don't even have to like them. You do have to work with them, okay? Yeah, an apology will fix this. I don't know what else to tell you, Leo. So as you see yourself as insanely stressed out and about to pop off. Anger is what I see here. This is a card of Aries and sometimes Scorpio. Something that needs major transformation. But the thing is, I think a lot of you are turning a blind eye to it. Like, I'm going to do it myself. It's easier if I can control all the pieces. Universe says, are you sure? Because it would be a lot easier if you would let that person come in and do their job. And the thing is, I know it's frustrating because some of you are like, but they can't do their job. That's my issue. I totally get that. These are general readings, guys. I don't know what it is that's that missing piece to the puzzle, but universe is telling me there is a solution to this problem where you guys can get back together and create at least a peaceful working environment. This is also saying to me, and I don't do fear-based readings, if you don't nip this in the bud, this is going to be an explosion, and all this money you thought was coming to you, or this great investment, this great project, it's going to come crashing down if you don't check the ego. It's like this is a small little bump in the road that you can smooth out, but if you refuse to acknowledge the bump, then it's like you're going to get a flat tire, and then you're going to delay the project entirely. Do you understand? Speaking of metaphors, of course. But maybe you're doing something with cars or auto body stuff, or I don't know. That could even just be a funny little synchronicity about having car issues. Yeah. This is very likely a band of artists or a band of musicians or a collective, a group of very headstrong people who are free thinkers, people who like to do things their own way, people who like to have a tight rein and a tight control on their responsibilities. Only, again, it's like there needs to be give on everybody's part here. Because it's not about the one. It's not about the individual. And if it is in your scenario, this isn't your reading, because this is about the group needing to come together and like get over themselves. There's definitely like some diva complexes going on here. All the instruments can play a beautiful symphony together, but they don't stand alone. That's what I'm getting. And I mean, all these instruments. Any musicians in the house? All right. How other people see you? They see you as having tremendously great ideas, possibly amazing or the best leadership skills of the group. Unfortunately, this project, it's not your turn to lead. And I think that's what's bothering you, is because you may be used to being in that title position. You know, for this metaphor, you may be used to being the lead singer and cueing in the instruments when you're ready for them. There's something about a karmic lesson here where you're not meant to lead, and I think that's driving you nuts. And again, once you get through this, I think you can go back to being in the leadership role, or something about that may shift the timelines where you're able to do the next one the way you want to. But this is like a lesson for you to grin and bear it, but it doesn't have to be miserable. Even that, you know, I'm going to grin and bear it. Well, rather than already committing yourself to this being some sort of like miserable experience where you're working with a bunch of like, I'm seeing you do obscene gestures, working with a bunch of, you know what, can you find the fun in this? Because Leo, if anyone is able to find the silver lining and the fun aspect of even a miserable situation, it's you. That's where you need to use your leadership skills. You need to lead with passion, with fun, with excitement, with energy. Even if your team has sort of fallen to bits and it's almost like you're dealing with like the island of misfit toys, you need to lead them in a way where you're not controlling them, but showing them the light. Quite literally, bringing the torch, showing them the light at the end of the tunnel. And I will say someone on this team sees you as very either demanding or incorrigible. Won't be told what to do, won't hear about any other's opinions. I'm almost getting like a little child, just like la 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 la, like not wanting to see anyone's opinion but theirs. It's a card of Aries, right? The ram, the big head, someone who has an inflated ego. Of course, this isn't all of you, but a lower vibing Leo, yeah, you bet your ass they have a big ego. Again, not all of you, but I could see why that makes sense for some of you out there. And this could even be for the cross-watchers dealing with Leos, right? I'm just putting it out there. Yeah, many hands make light work. When you start usurping, do I even know what that word means? Taking on the responsibilities of someone else's job description, it's not going to go well because you're not trained to do that. That's not your area of expertise. So it's almost like, don't kid yourself. It's lovely that you have the ambition to make up for those who are lacking, but it's not your job. It's about releasing control and ultimately giving it to the universe. If that person is meant to contribute and this project is meant to succeed, that's on them. You know, you can only account for yourself. That's what I see. Page of Cups. Yeah, if everybody can just kind of come together and remember why you got started in this project in the first place, you will succeed with flying colors. You will get the recognition you deserve. You will very likely be at an advantageous point for your boss or for your career. But yeah, this is about no man is above the rest. We are all equal players in this team. We are all contributing equal efforts, different topics, different skills, but the end goal is the same. So can't we all just get along? That's what I get from this, Leo. Oh, I feel like Tony Robbins over here. I feel like I've been yelling at you for, how long has it been? 30 minutes? 28, just about. Hey, I'm doing good, Leo. Usually I'm like a 40-minute tarot reading girl. The message here is very consistent, though. It's very consistent. There's this, oh my God, what have we gotten ourselves into? This is a nightmare. Everything is exploding. Everything's going up in flames. Oh, maybe I just need to communicate. Maybe I just need to apologize. And then you have several cards indicating victory at the end. This very likely has to do with your career. You have a lot of money, financial, career, business cards. So it's not always easier to do it yourself. And it's not always easy to check your ego. There's something beautiful you add to a group dynamic, so hold yourself accountable for that and only that. Sexual arts. All right, so let's break this down though, for real. 3-3, almost like that kind of twinning image. The double threes. Again, 3, partnership, multiple people here. Sexual arts, this is about compatibility, isn't it? You can make this romantic, and I mean, for some of you, it might be. It might be getting to work with your spouse, with your boyfriend, with your girlfriend. If it's your message, by all means, take it. I also think this has to do with the idea of your sexual nature, what you're passionate about, what lights your fire. Ace of Wands, right? There's something in this that ignites you in a way that it's very exciting. You see so much potential in this, and it's like you don't want this to be a failure because it could be so great. You're right, it could, but it's almost like it takes 2 to tango. It takes 2 to, well, you know what I'm trying to say, right? Or multiple people for that matter. Hey, if that's your thing, Leo, go for it. How do I say this in a not disgusting way? I'm just going to say it. So earmuffs to like my people who are not on board with this. You can have sex by yourself, right? Virgo, hermit, individual, but isn't it so much better when there's someone else there to help? Do you get what I'm saying? That is such a great metaphor for this. It takes 2 to tango. It takes 2 for other fun activities. You understand my metaphors, Leo? Oh my God, you just turned this into a sex reading. That's actually hilarious. I love this card came out though. There's equal amounts of passion here. Again, it doesn't mean you have to love this person, well, if it's work related, right? Though maybe, oh, Leo, is that why this is complicated? Interesting. Did you sleep with a coworker? Is that what's going on? I don't know what to do with that. Leo, that was interesting. I'm going to give you one more quick reading just because I'm feeling nice. Why not? Actually, I don't want to use that deck. If you made it through that reading, you deserve this extra love reading. Because that was a lot. That felt like I was definitely like, Leo. I know, those readings aren't fun, but they are so necessary. Tarot really does want to teach us about ourselves. I know it's super fun to watch the Little Sips mini love tarots, like, oh, who's got a crush on me? Those are great. They're fun. I believe that you can use tarot for that. Ultimately, though, I think it's important to use tarot for the real reason, though, which is how can I grow? How can I develop, you know? And not me, your tarot reader, you the viewer, right? All right. Tell me about Leo's love life. Tell me about Leo's love life. Let's say into January, short little time span. December into January, anything good on the horizon for Leo? Messages of positivity, messages for their highest vibration, whatever Leo needs to hear. Though interestingly though, that because that kind of what I would consider a career message ended with this like sexual message, we'll just call it what it is, it could indicate that there's like sexual tension involved, or again, you may have been in a relationship with a coworker and it went sour, and that's why there's this ego getting involved with the creation of something great, right? Interesting. Okay, so yeah, there is an ending here. Like, unmistakably, I don't really see this as an ending where you get back together with this person. With those 2 cards coming out first, you probably went through a major breakup or the ending of a relationship that certainly wasn't easy, but we have to remember that the Tower ushers in healing. It realigns you to your North Star. So I would say this is saying to you, be on the lookout. I know this can sometimes seem like someone who's very defensive, like they're holding up their sword. I actually don't take it to mean that. I say, I feel like this is saying, look for a good offer, because I feel like there's already one around you. It may not have been presented to you verbally yet, but it could be that someone's kind of interested in you, and it's saying be on the lookout because there might be an offer coming to you, or you may be spying on someone or peeking in on their Instagram or their social or their LinkedIn, or just checking out someone at work, at the grocery store, or whatever, where, hey, that might be a golden opportunity. That might be a new, brand new Ace of Pentacles opportunity for you. But I do see you needing to consider it first. I don't know if maybe it's saying, is it too soon? Am I ready to love again because I just went through something traumatic, potentially with a Gemini, a Scorpio, an Aries. Doesn't have to be, doesn't matter the zodiac sign, but something kind of heavy went down here, a divorce, a breakup, an ending, whatever it was. I don't think this is saying rush back into that. I don't get that at all. So 100% Leo, this is saying start looking around for new options when and if you are ready, okay? Any other clues on that? Yeah, move on. Absolutely. Move on from the past and look optimistically to the future, because look, it says you're past the rocky waves. You're onto smooth sailing from here. So though you might be tempted to be spying on your ex or thinking back to what used to be, it's not really worth your time because there's clarity up ahead in the future, okay? Potentially with an earth sign, a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, especially a Taurus or a Libra. All right, Leo. That's what I got for you, my dears. Please like, share, subscribe. Let me know in the comments down below if any of this resonated for you. Last but not least, the way I did this reading was kind of different. I spread out the cards prior to turning the camera on, so I pre-shuffled off camera. Let me know if that works for you. To be honest, I feel like it's good because it wastes less time of me having to like vamp in front of you and shuffle the cards and try and get them out. So I feel like it's easier if we're just off and running. But if you prefer to see me shuffling the cards, let me know. I welcome your comments and insights and opinions on that. Other than that, I will see you very soon for more Lil Sips Mini Love Tarot. Have a beautiful holiday, and I will see you next time. Bye.